So Nikki Haley was asked what was the cause of the Civil War, and she dodged the question. A Republican candidate in 2024 dodged that question, and her answer was, well, I think it came down to how government runs and what people can and can't do. That was her response in 2024. She couldn't say the word slavery. And do you want to know why she couldn't say that word? Because she couldn't piss off her base. Because her base is made up of bigots who cannot accept history and who wants to whitewash and erase our history. See, Donald Trump hijacked the Republican Party. Have you ever heard the old expression, if you break it, you buy it? Well, they bought into Donald Trump's bullshit and they broke their party. And now they're having to pay for it. He empowered bigotry. He empowered hatred. He made that the core of their base. He brought all of those people out of the woodwork and he gave them faith in a political party again. And now she can't say slavery because if she does, she's going to offend her voters. Well, I can tell you this much. If I was running for office, it wouldn't have nothing to do with the D or the R beside my name. If somebody leaned in and said to me, hey, Brando, now listen, if they ask you about the Civil War, you can't say it was about slavery. You might piss some people off. I'd say, I don't want those people voting for me to begin with. I don't want to appease those people. I don't want that to be my base. I don't want that to be my audience. If they can't face up to historical facts and maybe face up to some uncomfortable truths about their ancestors and where they came from, that's not on me. I'm not going to appease that. I'm not going to sit here and use the whole states' rights issue. We got to get down to what was it over. States' rights to do what? Own another human being? Oops. I am so tired of watching politicians or Republican politicians dance around people's feelings on this one. Dance around people's feelings and give them a pass because they don't want them to have to be made to be uncomfortable. And they say we're the ones that's easily offended when they can't even own up to their own history. That's not a group of people that anyone should ever be appeasing. That's not a base that anyone should be desiring to have. I grew up here in the South. I grew up hearing all of the arguments. I grew up here hearing all of the things that people said, things that was passed down to me, ignorant, uneducated statements that were handed down to me. And one day I had to realize, yeah, a lot of this stuff I was told was bullshit. Go ask any black person in this country what the Civil War was about. And it really shouldn't be a black or white issue. It shouldn't be. That's not what it should be. This should not be a political issue. This is not a Democrat versus Republican issue. Oh, and by the way, for all of you that says the party's never switched, well, what the fuck do you call this? You have a Republican standing up now that can't answer that question. Abe Lincoln was a Republican that put an end to slavery, so can you somehow explain that? This is not a both sides argument, okay? We can have both sides arguments about a lot of things. I will hear you out. Maybe you've got a point. Maybe you don't. Maybe I have a point. Maybe I don't. Maybe I got it wrong. I don't know. But I know what the Civil War was about. And I'm not going to dance around people's feelings. I don't care if someone unsubscribes to my YouTube channel because I said that. I didn't want you here to start with. That's something that I was a musician for 25 years. And I remember the point when I started doing these videos and they started catching on and people started listening to what I had to say, and I was amazed. I was stunned that anybody would want to sit and listen to a hillbilly in a lawn chair talk. But people said to me, dude, you're gonna offend a lot of people. There's places out there that may never book you again. And I said, I don't give a damn. If that's the kind of people that's going to sit in my audience, I don't want to sing to them. That's the point that I had to come to in my little corner of the world. And you got a woman running for president, she can't come to that same reality? I used to think, well, maybe Nikki Haley's the reasonable one in the group. But no, she's appeasing that base that Donald Trump created. And they all are. And so it looks like I'll be voting Democrat for a long time. There's a lot of Democratic politicians I don't like. There's a lot of Democratic ideas that I don't like. But there's not two sides to this argument, and I'm not going to throw my vote away and let it land over on that side with people that can't wake up and face reality.